don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. So just wanted to go live and talk to you all and kind of go over the news and stuff. We haven't gone live, or I haven't gone live since the elimination game. So want to make sure I'm staying on top of the live streams, make sure I'm hanging out with y'all and having these fun conversations and going through all that. Also, YouTube has this new like vertical live stream thing, which I wanted to try. I wanted to test out. So we're here, right? Wanted to do that. Now we're here. The chat thing, chat's supposed to be better. So test it out. Wanted to do this live, see how it goes, because it would be nice, to be able to do this, because YouTube updated its like live stream ability. So wanted to kind of test it out and see how does it work, how does it go. So if I'm Summer League, for example, I can go live and talk to y'all and we can hang out and have those conversations and whatnot. But diving right into it, obviously the Lakers have fired Darvin Ham. They have a new coaching search. We have all kinds of just different potential possibilities and outcomes as far as like who the Lakers may end up landing as a head coach. Right now, it's a lot of like Tyronn Lue, JJ Redick, and Jason Kidd type talks and rumors. But we'll see. We'll see how it all how it unfolds. I don't personally think that Jason Kidd or Tyronn Lue are really valuable options. I don't think that either of them are going to be guys that the Lakers end up acquiring. But we'll see. Time will tell, right? You never know, right? Stranger things have happened. I think more likely than not, it'll be somebody that's like in this I guess coaching free agency pool is kind of where we're at. But yeah, and then as far as like free agency and stuff like that, Lakers I fully expect to kind of make that pursuit for another star. Hopefully, you can kind of retool and get some pieces. I'm still really. I've expressed this before. I'm not like super sold on the idea of Trey Young. However, if I'm being honest, I think that that's who they ultimately land. I just have this feeling. Again, I don't know. I'm just the guy. Right? I don't know for certain, but it's just there's been so much smoke and so many people that have just basically point blank said that like that he's told them he's going to Lakers. So kind of feels like that's something that makes sense and ultimately will possibly happen, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how it all plays out. But nonetheless, again, let's dive into the chat here because I'm not going to stream for like, hour and a half, 2 hours like I usually do. I just wanted to, talk to you guys all. I want to kind of get like a schedule for live streams now that we're in the off season. Still schedule like 2 or 3 live streams a week. Do this regularly, but I really just wanted to test the new YouTube live stream feature where you have this like vertical live stream. Couple things. One, how can somebody let me know how's the video quality? Is the video quality good? And 2, how's the sound? So I'm not using my phone because I'm doing this on my phone. I'm not using my phone microphone. I'm using my actual microphone. I bought a little like connector, like a little adapter to connect it to my phone because I was like, so that way the audio quality is better. So just real quick, how is the video quality? How is the audio quality? Because like I said, I would like to kind of do this version more because again, I want to go to like Summer League. I want to do a bunch of things and I want to be able to kind of, potentially use this. But the quality is insane. Okay, perfect. Good. Like to hear that. That's good. It's good news. Like to hear that. So, shout out to YouTube for creating this new thing. And because before, like the chat, because I had done like live streams on my phone before, like a long time ago, and they were terrible. Now they're actually pretty good. And I really like I can see you guys in the chat, like the scrolling's easier. But let's start from the beginning real quick. Power through some questions, catch up to all of you real quick. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Let's get into it. So the second LeBronto, go get Donovan. Ideally, that's who I want. Again, I kind of think ultimately the Lakers are going to end up landing Trey Young. Again, it's kind of a hunch. If it happens, we'll talk about it. If it happens, I'll be excited, but I do have my concerns. I do have my questions, but we'll dive to that more in the offseason. Once all the rumors start coming out, we'll definitely touch on it all. Right now, it's kind of like the coaching department. The only way we win is if we get Taco Fall. After I watched the game last night, we don't need a third star. Donovan Mitchell can't help this team. We need a rebounders, defenders. The big men still can dominate in 2024. But here's the thing, like, I feel like this is partly an overreaction, and it's not just like you. Like, I saw a lot of comments and got a lot of comments that were like, "Oh, see, look, Jokic still had 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists," and a lot of it was just like a bad game for everybody, right? Like Jamal Murray was awful. It was like the worst game he's played in the postseason probably ever. Like, he was terrible. You had Anthony Edwards, who basically what like got consumed by the essence of Michael Jordan, right? Naz Reid came off the bench like he was, Kevin Garnett. Like, it was just, I just think it was sequent. Like, it just kind of played out that way. But it's not like they shut down Jokic. It's not like Jokic had a 18-point game. It was just like Jokic showed up and like everyone else was kind of bad. Right. And then you had Anthony Edwards, who had like an all-time great performance. And then you had like the team just kind of hit big shots at big moments. I don't know. I'm not still look, I'm not saying big men can't thrive. Of course they can. I mean, the best players in the league are big men. Right. So I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, like, let's see how this series plays out. Right. You also got to keep in mind Jamal Murray's hurt. Right. So that's something else to kind of keep in mind. Donovan Mitchell absolutely helps. Do you think that if the Lakers if the Lakers had Donovan Mitchell, let's say instead of D'Lo and Reeves, right? Let's say we had the exact same team, but you took off D'Lo, you took off Austin Reeves, and you put on Donovan Mitchell. Do you not think the Lakers win that Denver series, or at least force it to 7 or something like that? Because I think they win, right? If you get Donovan Mitchell, I mean, Austin Reeves was not very good until like that last 2 games. And then D'Angelo Russell was only good in 2 games. Right? It was basically the Anthony Davis and LeBron James show. That's something that, I think Donovan Mitchell absolutely helps. But obviously you have to have more than 3 guys. So it depends on what the other pieces are. Where Trey Young, he's making like $45 million a year, right? Like, that's a little rough. But Donovan's only making, I think he's making like 35 or something like that. So you could go get Donovan Mitchell and then still really round out a roster depending on what you have left over. Maybe even make some small trades. You keep a couple guys, right? You don't have to sell the farm to go get Donovan Mitchell. I mean, obviously the picks and stuff, but like, if you could finish with like, say, 3 seconds, let's say you have 3 seconds, because the Lakers have 3 firsts and 5 seconds that they could trade plus the role guys. Let's say you trade Reeves, Rui, and 3 firsts in a pick swap or something like that for Donovan Mitchell. And Lakers I think they'd have 1 more pick swap and then 5 seconds, right? Like, can you package that and go get maybe a center? Maybe go get work out some sign and trade for Valanciunas or something like that, right? Like, I mean, there's always options. Donovan is going to go to New York. It's a very real possibility. Word is that it's either the Knicks or the Lakers, that if the Knicks don't want him, that he's going to go to the Lakers. So we'll see. Again, don't know for certain, but we'll see how that plays out, how that shapes up. We are in the LeBron retirement tour era. I don't know about that. I think he's probably got another 2-3 years at least. Struggle all season because Jared Vanderbilt was out most of the time. Jared Vanderbilt is clearly starting point. I think you meant forward, but yeah. We should be rebuilding with 2 top 7 players on the team. I mean, the Lakers LeBron and Anthony Davis are 2 top 10, right? Like, legitimately. How Mitchell can improve this Lakers team? We don't need another small shooting guard that can't defend. Well, first off, Donovan Mitchell, and on timeout, Donovan Mitchell is having like an all-defensive season this year. Donovan Mitchell has been ridiculous on the defensive side of things. He's been very good defensively this year. And 2, like, if you trade for Donovan Mitchell, you're basically swapping D'Lo and Reeves. So it's not like you're going to have, like, you're trading, Rui and whatever, Jackson Hayes or something like that for him. No, like, you're trading your guards to go get him, who's another guard, or maybe a forward or something like that. So it's not really the same thing. What's going on, Trey? What's going on, Dominique? Appreciate you being here. Would want to see JJ Redick and Rondo as part of the coaching staff. Um, the problem is that like you also don't want to have too many cooks in the kitchen, right? Like I could see one of them, but to have both of them, right? Like you like let's say you went and hired Mike Budenholzer, right? Let's just use him as an example. I'm not even saying I really want him, but just using him as an example, right? Say you hire Mike Budenholzer and then you brought in JJ Redick and Rajon Rondo as the assistants. Problem is that like one, you're gonna have LeBron and AD kind of respect Rondo and Redick most likely more, and then on top of that, you just like you can get too many cooks in the kitchen. You got to have a nice little balance as far as your roster goes. It's something to keep in mind. But what's going on, Daniel? Appreciate you being here, Magnum. Brandon Ingram for Rui, Vando, Gabe, and Christie. I wouldn't mind Brandon Ingram. I like Brandon Ingram a lot. He was the guy I was hoping the Lakers would have drafted at the time back in the draft day because I've said it before. I'm a big Duke fan. So like Brandon Ingram being on Duke, I was like, please go get him. Problem with Brandon Ingram is just health, right? Like, he plays 50 games a year, and then you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who, yes, they had a very healthy season this year, but is that something that they can continue to do? Is a real question. Quit hiding that Dr. Pepper, you lemon. What's going on, vegetables? I'm not. I'm actually drinking one of these little energy drink things. I actually don't have any Dr. Pepper right now at all. Otherwise, I'd go get it just to spite you. But we got swept because D'Lo, Reeves, Rui can't play defense at all. D'Lo and Rui do not have the stamina to play Denver. And Austin's little body gets in the way in the defense. Austin does have it. I thought Austin Reeves actually did a pretty good job defensively. As this, did you see the Nuggets fumble to the Timberwolves? And as a beast, looks like it happens when a team like Denver plays a versatile team like the Wolves with good coaching. Yeah, but like I said, I also think part of it was just timing. Like Anthony Edwards, again, had like a historically great game. Naz Reid. If Naz Reid doesn't do what he does, and look, Anthony Edwards, I've said this repeatedly. Anthony Edwards is like my favorite player. I mean, even last year, I was talking about it, making videos on As It Stands Sports and stuff like that, talking about how much I love Anthony Edwards, right? And he's really starting to have his like coming out party on that side of things. But like, if Naz Reid doesn't have that like 10-point stretch where he scored like 10 straight points or whatever, they probably still lose. And you got to keep in mind, DeJounte Murray was awful, like awful. Guys weren't what they were in the Lakers series, right? So I don't know. Like, I still think Denver wins this series. I definitely think it's going to be a hard-fought series, and I do think that Minnesota matches up well. So I wouldn't be shocked if Minnesota ends up beating Denver. But again, like, you got to kind of let cooler heads prevail, right? Like, let's see how it goes. Ass family. Appreciate you. How are you? Love you guys. Let's see. Assuming we get Mitchell, what else can we realistically, if we trade Vando, can we get Caruso in return? I would love something like that. So like off the top of my head, I do want to do a video, an actual dedicated video like this, but off the top of my head, in a perfect world, the Lakers flip D'Lo because Orlando really wants D'Lo, right? So can you work out a sign and trade to go get D'Lo? If you could land like a Suggs and like say a Gary Harris, right? Gary Harris, they don't really need. Suggs would kind of be a nice piece. I wouldn't even mind throwing in some stuff. I mean, I don't think I'd throw in a first or anything like that because the Lakers want to go get a star. But like, I don't know, like if you get Gary Harris and get Suggs and then, I don't know, throw in 2 seconds or something like that just for like facilitating the trade because Orlando doesn't have to trade anything. Again, this is just my ideal scenario. I don't think that Orlando would trade Suggs, but in a perfect world, you go trade for Donovan Mitchell, you go get Jalen Suggs, and then you figure out a way to go get Valanciunas, right? You get those 3 guys, I think the Lakers win a chip. Right, assuming everybody's healthy. But like, if the Lakers were to trade for Donovan Mitchell, you're probably looking at like Reeves, Rui, 3 firsts, pick swap. So basically, let's say all your firsts are gone, right? So it would leave you with maybe 5 seconds. You'd have Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, and maybe you could flip those because if you get Donovan Mitchell, how much do you need Gabe Vincent at that point, right? I would rather if you could flip him, and I mean I would actually probably keep Jared Vanderbilt unless something's there because between Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, you have enough offensive firepower, right? So I think you could get away and live with Jared Vanderbilt and his lack of offense, and if you get a good coach that can have him kind of constantly roaming and even be the screener, right? To where he can be the roll man or just kind of be the corner, dive man. I think you could have some success in that regard, but I don't know. It just depends on who's available. I would love to get Caruso. Like if you get Caruso, like if you can't get Suggs, like go get Caruso. I would love that. D'Lo, Ingram, LeBron, AD, Drummond. I wouldn't mind something like that. We should keep D'Lo and Rui and see how they play with the new coach. Ham didn't do D'Lo and Rui well. I agree. Look, I talked about heavily how underutilized I believed Darvin Ham was with players. Like I felt like he did a terrible job properly utilizing guys. However, I don't think D'Lo is going to stick around. I don't. I think it's very likely or very possible he opts in. But the reason I think he opts in is finances, right? Like, because so many people are like, why would he opt in? Why would he ever opt in? It's like, well, because of money, right? Like, if he's only getting $15 million a year offers, why would he take that when he could opt in for $18.5 million, get traded? Let's say Orlando's Orlando has like $19 million, I think, that they could spend, 19 or 20 million. So they could just sign him outright. But like, let's say they're like, hey, we want to add some other pieces. Let's work out some type of trade, right? Like, then he could just go there and then they could just work out a new contract later on down the road. So real question, should we root for the Nuggets to make the finals to potentially beat the Celtics, or do we believe the Celtics will get knocked out before? I've always said, like, I'm kind of one of those people that, like, I want to see the team that eliminates us win, because at least we could say we lost to the champions, right? Then like if Denver ends up losing to Minnesota, it's like, oh man, like, come on. Like, it's like we just beat them, or we lose to them and then they immediately get eliminated in the next round. It's like, come on, can you like get your stuff together? But I don't know. I mean, everyone kind of has their different opinions and takes on that. Like, I see some people that are like, no, like F Denver type thing. I'm kind of in the old school mindset where it's like, as long as the Celtics don't win, I'm good, right? Plus history. I want the Lakers to get number 18 before the Celtics. So, and look, I wouldn't be shocked if the Celtics got eliminated. I said it about the Clippers. I said it about the Celtics, right? What do I always say? Those are two teams that you have to prove it to me. Every year, it's the Celtics year. Every year, it's the Clippers year. Every year, they're supposed to win the championship. They're one of the best teams. I mean, the Clippers at one point were the number one team in the Western Conference. Like, and every year, something happens and they just fumble that bag. So to me, it's like, I need to see you do it, right? If I see you do it, then, then I'll believe it. But it's until I actually see you kind of get over that hump, I can't believe that you're going to do it. Let's see. Give me your ideal offseason. Yeah, it's kind of what I talked about. Like, again, we need to get a center, like a versatile, whether it's a guy coming off the bench. Again, give me like a Valanciunas. Go give me like a legit 3-and-D style perimeter wing, something like that. Even if it's like a Royce O'Neal or something like that. I would like more of like a bigger, stockier guy. Perfect world, go get Donovan Mitchell. But I think more realistic is probably, like I said, I really think they're going to end up getting Trey Young, personally. But we'll see how it goes. The sound kind of sounded gnarly, but either that, okay, it's good now. Okay, good. Perfect. Gabe, Bridges, Vando, Ron, and 80. I wouldn't mind Miles Bridges. Take like a flyer on was it Kevin Porter Jr., right? Like that'd be kind of nice. D'Lo, Murray, Ingram, Brandon, start over. D'Lo, Murray, Ingram, LeBron, and AD. Problem is that like I'm assuming you mean DeJounte Murray. Um, I don't know if you'd be able to trade for Murray and Ingram. Like that would be tough because I mean Ingram's probably going to demand like you could I think if you traded Reeves, I think you probably could get Murray because like Atlanta didn't really care about the picks or anything. Like Atlanta just pretty much just wanted the Austin Reeves. So if you were willing to give up Austin Reeves, maybe you could get DeJounte Murray for a first. If you get Murray though, my concern is D'Lo. Like I don't know if you should. I'd rather again like that team. Can you like so if you let's say okay, let's break this out. Let's say because Lakers have 3 firsts, couple swaps, 5 seconds. If you could do something where you could go like turn Austin Reeves and a first into Murray, and then turn D'Lo and at that point, you could have all the seconds, like all 5 seconds, and go get Suggs, and then take your other 2 firsts and like Rui or whatever, and go get Ingram, right? If you could figure out a way to go get Ingram, and you could finish with like Murray, Suggs, Ingram, LeBron, and AD, that would be chef kiss. Now, is that realistic? No. But just to kind of answer the question that's there, that would be something that I would love to see. Coming out with Super Chat, Tyler K. Sorry, I can't put it on the screen. Like I said, I'm testing the YouTube's thing. Usually I use the StreamYard, so I'm able to like put the Super Chat on the screen. So I'm just going to read it. But again, Tyler, great name. Love the name. Excellent name. It's a man's name. But Tyler, coming in hot with Super Chat. Thanks so much. If it comes down to Bud, JJ, or Atkinson, who do I want? So I was actually I'm probably going to post the video tomorrow. I was going to post it late tonight, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to post it tomorrow. JJ Redick. So I've thought about this. So I'll give you a little preview. I'll break it down more in the actual video. But I've really thought about this like heavily. I'm not really sold on anybody that's the field right now. And I've said this before in like some of the other videos, like if it's JJ Redick or the current field, probably lean towards JJ Redick. So my only concern with JJ Redick is the first year head coach, like, you know, being able to manage the game properly, right? I think as far as like the execution, the analytics, the team buying in, like all the stuff you want from like a team perspective, I believe would happen with JJ Redick seamlessly because LeBron would be in his corner, right? Like they're twinsies, right? What's that song going around? That twin song or whatever. But yeah, like that, like they're like that. And I think that the only real concern would be to like, can he properly make the in-game adjustments? Can he properly handle kind of everything that goes on behind the scenes with an organization and whatnot? Which I do. And I just think that JJ Redick would have the best opportunity and has the highest upside. Primarily because he'd have LeBron in his corner and it'd kind of be like a team effort rather than like an individual. Where Mike Budenholzer is kind of like a adult, grown-up version of Darvin Ham. Atkins, I wouldn't mind. Like, so Atkinson is probably my favorite choice outside of JJ Redick, but like, I just think like if you're right on JJ Redick, you have your head coach for the next 20 years. Right? Like, if he's good, you're good. Right? And I think he has the potential to be good. My concern is just kind of falling into the same trap. You know what I mean? Like, of like the shiny new toy and then it fumbles. But like with the other options that are out there, I just feel like the risk is just as high as going with JJ Redick. Right? Like there's nobody that I look at and go, man, that's the guy. Right? Now if we could have gotten like a Tyronn Lue or something like that, then yes, go do that. I just don't necessarily think that that's going to happen. I think Tyronn Lue and then the rumor of Jason Kidd and stuff, I just think that that's all just noise. I think that that's just them funneling stuff to try to get, attention from the media. Right? So that's kind of my thoughts in that regard. But again, Tyler, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, real quick, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. See, here's the thing. So StreamYard, I don't know how many likes we have at the time because I have to like actually look it up. But here on YouTube, when I'm going through just straight YouTube, I can see we only have 25 likes and 250 people. So take a second, hit that like button. Seriously, you have no idea how much it helps. Got to at least get to 100 likes. There's 250 people, 26 likes. Am I not likable enough for you? Damn it. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I'm closing in on 21,000. Cart. We need to get Tyler Thomas a sidekick host like Trev and Sean from Lakers Nation. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to like do stuff like that at some point, like get somebody come on board. I've tried to do it with a couple of people. Like the Lakers Show channel was me and a buddy of mine, and then he just wasn't able to do it. The problem is like I'm like relentless with this stuff, right? That's the problem, and that's why I don't necessarily think like I'd be able to have another host right now with me. Like, I don't think I'd do it for this channel just because, like, I want this to be me. But, like, I've tried it with, like, other things. The problem is, like I said, I'm so relentless with this YouTube thing, right? I mean, you guys see how many videos I'm posting, try to go live whenever I can, stay on top of the news, immediate. Like, this is what I want to do, right? So I am going to do this one way or another, and I'm going to be the best. I'm going to kill it, right? Like, you know, I will be the biggest name in this space at some point, right? So I'm just like nonstop all day long. Like even my better half, like even she's like, dude, you know you could like take a break, and I'm like, no, like gotta keep going, right? If I'm sick, if I'm tired, if whatever, no, keep going, keep pushing, right? That Mamba mentality. I'm just translating it to YouTube because I want to be great. If I'm being honest, I want to be great. So got to put in the work. So the problem is like bringing anyone in, they'd have to be able to keep up. And I'm not saying people, like, there's not somebody out there that can. It's just, I just have the standard for myself and, like, my goal. And, you know, it's like, what's the incentive for somebody to have that same drive for my channel is my thing. So that's why I don't really like, I'm like, I get it. But yes, Andrew, off-season Laker talk. Of course, no. Like I said, I want to try to get a schedule, like some type of schedule, to where I'm like live streaming. I don't know, 2-3 days a week, or 2 or 3 days a week. So that way there's still some consistency because I don't want to like stop live streaming because hanging out with you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Hopefully the Celtics lay wood on the Cavs. Make D. Mitch want to leave and a real contender. There was a report that came out after the game that I thought was very interesting. The report said that Donovan Mitchell is mentally and emotionally tired, that he's just like exhausted. And he looked it. Like in what was it, game 6? He looked like deflated. Like he looked exhausted. Like, dude, I just dropped 50 and we lost, right? Like, and then for them to bounce back. I don't really look at this as like a win for the Cavs. I know that they just beat the Magic, but like talk about a young team that was like, yeah, they were great this season. And I was pretty spot on with Orlando. But like Cavs should have handled business and they didn't. And Donovan Mitchell was spectacular in those games and squeezed out wins. Like, I don't know how much of it is he looking at like, dude, I have to drop 40 for us to even be in these games, right? Like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Celtics just kind of run through the Cavs. They won't have Porzingis, so that could be impactful. That's definitely something to keep an eye on. But, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting. Lakers have consistency on their entire roster other than Bron and AD. Lakers need bigger guys with better defense and more consistency. Problem is again, it's hard. Like every team in the league wants that. I see this sentiment a lot about, you know, like free agency signings and stuff like that. And like, oh man, like, you know, we don't have this, we don't have that, right? Like the guys that the Lakers need, every team needs. And there's a lot of teams that just have more money than we do, right? And Lakers, again, this year are very limited. Talk about taxpayer mid-level, more likely than not. It'll probably just be taxpayer mid-level and then vet minimum deals, right? Like, you're not going to get any, like, huge you're not going to get 3 or 4 marquee free agents. So Problem is, like the last few years, the Lakers haven't really had the financial means to go and acquire top tier free agents. Also, the last few years, there hasn't been like the Lakers have gotten pretty much everybody, right? It's not like the last few years there's been like oh man, there's all these like incredible free agents. I mean, even Bruce Brown was coming to the Lakers, and then Indiana was like, well, we'll double what the Lakers could pay. And then of course he was like, all right, money, right? I just won the chip, give me the bag, right? So like that's something too, is that like one, you can only get what's available, and two, right? Like, especially when you're limited, like that's the problem. And I also think that's one of the reasons why the Lakers are looking at like, hey, let's go get another star, because it's like they're probably looking at it as like, we're not going to be able to get 5, 6, 7 high key free agents, right? Like, and the way that they got the guys that they have now was via trade, right? They drafted Reeves, but then D'Lo, Vando, Rui, like all these guys came via trades, right? Like our big free agency signings were Christian Wood on a vet minimum because he was on a prove it deal, and then Gabe Vincent, right? Like, which was the idea was great because it's like, okay, like we're bringing everybody back. Got Gabe Vincent, add him to replace Schroeder, and then now you got Christian Wood, who's a versatile big man that can do a lot of things. Like it's, but again, like you only have what you have that's available. So just something to kind of keep in mind, because I do see that comment a lot where people are like, you know, Lakers got to get this, Lakers got to get that. It's like, yeah, like I want them to also, but it's like, how? And teams like the Laker taxes, we just saw that in this last trade deadline. The Laker tax is real. What's going on, Gordon? What's up, Ty? Wolves in 5. I'm all for it. You don't have the trade assets or cap space to go after Donovan Mitchell. You were better off just leaving a comment saying you don't know what you're talking about. Like, again, Lakers trade. So it's not like you trade Reeves and D'Lo and that still stays on the books, and now you're adding no, money's going out, money's coming in. Things swap. It doesn't stay this. It's not like you have to pay for everybody. Like, what are you talking about? And then the trade assets, yes, the Lakers do. The Lakers have like 5 trade. They have like 3 firsts, I think 2 or 3 pick swaps, and they have 5 seconds along with Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt. They have plenty. And you got to keep in mind, again, I'm not saying he goes to the Lakers, right? The Knicks, if the Knicks want Donovan Mitchell, he's going to the Knicks, right? But Donovan Mitchell has all the control, right? No team is going to line up and sell the farm to go get Donovan Mitchell and send him to a place he doesn't want to go. So again, you're better off just saying you don't know what you're talking about. Lakers just ran out of gas towards the end. Yeah, I agree. Also, guys didn't really help showing up. I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see. Nuggets have been a completely different team this playoffs due to Murray being hurt. Yeah, and that's a big problem. Like I said, Anthony Edwards was spectacular. You know, they didn't account for Naz Reid just going off. And, like, several guys on Denver played terrible, and they still had a chance to win that game. So, I'm with you. Wait and see. Carp, coming out, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Like I said, it doesn't notify me because I'm not doing the StreamYard thing, but I have it playing down here so I see it when it pops up. Carp says, hit that like button for Tyler Thomas. First off, thank you for super chat. Second off, yes, take a second. We still have 250 people in this live stream and only 43 likes. Hit that like button. Come on, we got to at least get to 100. So yeah, take a second. Seriously, I know people, they're like, like another YouTuber talking about like button. You know, like that's our currency. Subscribers and likes, that's our currency. Obviously, super chats, great currency also. I appreciate it, but it is. That's why YouTubers are so like, hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button, because it is very valuable, very important, very helpful, very impactful. Pushes this out so more people get in, and then even after, when it posts as like a video, YouTube goes, oh, people liked it, so here, let's show it to other people. So it would help a ton. I appreciate it. And thank you, Carp. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you for helping me get the likes up. I appreciate that. I feel good about beating everyone else besides the damn Nuggets. Should have been on the other side of the bracket. Thanks, Ham. Yeah, I mean, naturally, yes. I wasn't one of those people. I wasn't like a fan or one of those people that were like, oh, Lakers should tank to avoid Denver. Again, you're either good enough or you're not. Right? To me, it's like, okay, you play Denver in the conference finals and you lose, or you play them in the first round. I wanted the smoke because it's like you're either good enough or you're not. Right? I said it before. Only one team is going to be good enough to say we were the best team. Right? So to me, if the Lakers aren't good enough, then fine. Then they're not good enough. It is what it is, right? Lakers need Donovan Mitchell. I'd rather have him. Yeah, I'd rather have him than Trey. Again, if I had to place a wager on it, I think the Lakers are going to end up with Trey Young. Like, again, I want Donovan Mitchell. I hope it's Donovan Mitchell. I'm putting it out into the universe. I'm praying, whatever, right? Like, whatever it is. Like, I am out here. I want Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis would work like a glove. Yeah, would there be a little bit of a learning curve? Of course. But I think ultimately it would work seamlessly. I think it'd give you everything you need. And I think the Lakers, as long as they're healthy, good luck beating them. But there's just been so much. I mean, there's been more smoke about Trey Young than anybody that we've seen recently. I mean, there was a lot about Kyrie, and there's more. I mean, people are like point blank. Kyrie would be a Laker if it wasn't for Joe Tsai. Like, it's another thing that I see a lot of comments of, where people are like, the Lakers fumbled the bag. They could have had Kyrie. In hindsight, they were never going to get Kyrie. Joe Tsai refused, literally. He's the owner of the organization. He refused to trade Kyrie to the Lakers. Anywhere else but the Lakers is what he said. So, like, but to get back to my point is, right, the whole, like, perk, and you get all these reports and you're hearing all this stuff, like, and yeah, Trey's up there and he's like, yeah, like, I'd love to build a contender with Atlanta, but like, I want to win, time is of the essence type thing. Like, he's saying the PC answer, right? He's saying the answer you hear everybody say before they end up leaving a place, right? Because they don't want to end up being bad. But like I said, I wouldn't be super hyped. I mean, I would be, okay, let me rephrase that. I would be hyped and excited if the Lakers land Trey Young. And ideally, if it works out, again, good luck beating the Lakers. I worry about LeBron and Trey's fit. And who are the other guys around those guys? Because LeBron's not going to play defense, and Trey Young's not going to play defense. So Anthony Davis is going to need, like, yes, maybe you could go with Jared Vanderbilt, fine, right? Because you have enough offensive firepower between Trey, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. So I think you get away with Vando. But, like, you need a legit point of attack two guard, right? And I don't mean Gabe Vincent, right? Because Gabe Vincent's undersized too. I mean, he's good size for a point guard, but if he's playing your two guard as your point of attack, I don't really like that. So Lakers need to go get like a bigger guy, right? Because yeah, I just, that sucks. Let's see. Lakers already have enough. They need a good coach. I mean, a coach can change a lot. I'm still bummed we lost to Denver. I feel it. Believe me, I am too. Lakers need to keep the squad together. All these changes don't help. I don't know. Don't be surprised, right? Again, if we had Trey over, say, D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, you don't think that would have made a different series against the Nuggets? Because, I mean, even a bad game from Trey would have been 15, right? Like, again, I'm not super sold on Trey. If we didn't have LeBron, I would go get Trey, right? Because Trey Young and Anthony Davis make a world of sense. But, like, if it's one of those things where it's like, LeBron James is not willing to adjust and going to be so ball dominant, you're going to have issues. Lakers should get Lauri Markkanen. I would love Lauri Markkanen. My problem is I think Lauri Markkanen would cost you just as much as like Trey or any of these other guys. And to me, like the only, like, the big positive with Trey Young, right? However anyone feels about whether you love the idea of Trey or you hate the idea of Trey, the one thing that's undeniable is the long term, right? Lakers land Trey Young, you have him for the next 10 plus years. I mean, He would be great. Trey Young is it raises your ceiling now, but long term, you're in good shape. LeBron retires in 2 years. You still have Anthony Davis and Trey Young. Trey would still be, when Anthony Davis's contract is up, and Anthony Davis is like 33, 34 at that point, Trey would still be on the right side of 30. So you could literally, like, if Anthony Davis is still good, you could keep him and go add around them. Or if it's like, okay, he's clearly past his time, you could let him go or trade him or do whatever, and you still have Trey, and then go get another star that makes sense and complements him, right? Like, that's the idea. But we need Mitchell, man. I think it's obvious. Yes, I agree. Go get Spida, and life would be good. Let's see. AR should have been coming off the bench. Then his lack of defense wouldn't have been as obvious playing against the other team, second guards, instead of starters. I like the idea of him coming off the bench too. AR, Rui, 3 firsts, 1 swap for Mitchell. D'Lo, 1 swap, sign and trade. Wendell Carter Jr. Sorry, it took me brain. I was like WCJ. Wendell Carter Jr., Suggs, Hayes, second round pick for Landale. I mean, perfect world. I would love that. Bro, legit dropped 50 consistently. FX. Signed Kenny Martin Jr. Yeah. What's going on, Laker Nation? Appreciate you. If we got Mitchell and Suggs, it's over. Agreed. If we, again, perfect world, you get Mitchell and Suggs, good luck. Good luck beating the Lakers. Budenholzer runs the same stuff Ham did. He's stubborn to a fault. Yes, which is why I'm not big on Budenholzer. That's why, like I said, I'm the more that I think about it and the more that I continue to kind of survey it, the more I lean towards just go get Redick. Just go get JJ. Mark Jackson. I see a lot of people wanting Mark Jackson's blackballed from the league. He ain't gonna get another coaching job. Let's see. We need an Eastern European big center to play alongside AD. Everything else is a waste of time. Again, I definitely think we need another big man. Again, Valanciunas, can you go get him? But again, another thing to kind of Jokic, the last 2 years, Jokic hasn't necessarily been the problem. It's been everybody else. Jokic is a problem. I'm not saying he's not. Dude's absolutely incredible. But the Lakers' biggest hurdle isn't Jokic. Jokic isn't the one that's killing us, right? It's Michael Porter Jr. It's Jamal Murray, right? Has a terrible game, but fourth quarter comes and all of a sudden he's Michael Jordan again, right? It's the other guys. If Jokic was dropping 40 a game and everyone else was just pedestrian, the Lakers would probably sweep Denver. Right? The games have been so tight. But again, it's every time. Jokic isn't the guy that's killing us at the end of games. It's Aaron Gordon getting the rebound, kicking it out to Michael Porter Jr., who splashes a 3. It's those kind of things that are the things that are really killing us. But again, I'm saying go get a center, right? I do think we need I'm not saying don't go get a center, but I'm saying again, same team, but you swap D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves and you put in Donovan Mitchell or Trey Young. This is a completely different series, right? Because you would have had those guys show up every game. No Mark Jackson, Google why. Yeah, exactly. I say that on repeat. Literally, people are like, what about him? He's blackballed, Google why. There's a lot that went on with him and the Warriors, which is why. Why Cavs will want to trade Donovan to us because they don't want to lose him for nothing. And if he wants to go to the Lakers, he's going to go to Lakers. Donovan has the control because he has next year. After next year, he can opt out and there's nothing they can do. Right. So, technically the Cavs don't have to trade him till the trade deadline, but that would be foolish from the Cavs perspective. You'll never get more than you will this offseason. So the reason Donovan Mitchell is looked at as super obtainable for the Lakers is because supposedly he wants to go to a big market, the Knicks or the Lakers. If the Knicks say, because you got to remember, the Knicks wanted Donovan Mitchell before Jalen Brunson's big emergence, right? So now they might look at it and go, it doesn't really make sense. But the Cavs don't want to trade him. The Cavs I mean, Dan Gilbert was like, we're going to re-sign him. We really want to re-sign him. Like, they have no plan or intention to, like, trade him or want to trade him. It's not about wanting or willing. They don't really have a choice. Like, if he says he wants out, that's it. We should have hired Jason Kidd when we hired him to be an assistant coach. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's always 2020, right? I'd Mitchell over Young any day. Hope we don't lose Rui, though. Ham didn't really use players well because Christie and should have played better D than Dinwiddie. Agreed. Thoughts? I'm assuming there's another part to that. Stay away from Jonathan Isaac. I love Jonathan Isaac, but there are concerns about like the injuries, right? Like, can the guy stay healthy? Is a big question. Gotta go AR, Christie, and all of our firsts for Mitchell. I mean, I'd trade basically. They could have. I'd be here. Take whatever you want. If we could get Donovan Mitchell, the entire roster outside of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Go ahead, take it. Oh, you want that too? Sure. Right? Oh, you want that? Sure. Here, you want a Snickers on your way out? There you go. Like, whatever you want. How do you feel about getting Jonathan Isaac? I wouldn't hate, like, if it's the D'Lo trade and let's say we got Jonathan Isaac, because again, Lakers wouldn't have a ton of leverage in that trade. So let's say it's like Jonathan Isaac and like Gary Harris. Like, Jonathan Isaac potential is like, he was looking like he was going to be the next great, like, power forward, versatile forward type guy, right? And then injuries killed him, right? So I would be hyped if we got him. However, I have my concerns, like, can he stay healthy, right? DeJounte Murray, I still, like, if all else fails, and, like, if you told me we missed out on Trey, we missed out on Donovan, but we got DeJounte Murray for, like, Reeves in a first, I'd be happy, right? I mean, it would depend what else you get, right? You got to get other stuff, in my opinion, right? You got to kind of, again, you got to go get another, like, legit two-way guy. But, like, I don't hate the idea of the Lakers say they trade a first and Reeves, go get DeJounte Murray, right? Because that's what, like, the Atlanta could care less about the picks. They just wanted Reeves. So to me, trade Reeves, trade the first, get DeJounte, and then, can you go, because now you'd still have two firsts, maybe call Chicago, like, hey, can we get DeMar DeRozan or Alex Caruso or both? Right? Like, maybe work out a deal to go get Alex Caruso. Give me like DeJounte Murray, Alex Caruso. Can you go get, let's say trade a first to go get Caruso and then another first to get like Dorian Finney-Smith or something like that? Let's go win a chip. Let's see. I think we must go twin tower lineup for the next season. How you think about it? It depends on who it is. See, again, the problem is, so like a lot of people really want us to go like, hey, move AD to the 4, move AD to the 4, move AD to the 4. AD would be a 4, without a doubt, if we didn't have LeBron James. As long as we have LeBron James, more likely than not, Anthony Davis is going to play the 5. It's why he plays the 5. Right? Anthony Davis has been incredibly vocal about playing the 4, right? Like, Lakers have had opportunities to get big men. Like, they're not just doing it because they're like, oh, we don't like Anthony Davis, so let's make him suffer as the 5. No, it's because of LeBron James. It's because LeBron James cannot play the 3 at this stage of his career. He can't even defend when he's playing the 4. Not that he can't defend. He can defend. We've seen him defend. He just chooses not to when he's playing the 4. The reason he plays the 4 is because he doesn't really have to defend. Because most 4s, you don't really have to worry about as like this major offensive threat, right? How many times we see LeBron not even go out and challenge and just like lets the guy shoot and box out? Here's the problem. Most 3s in the league would torch us. Imagine LeBron we're playing Denver and you're putting LeBron on Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. would probably drop 50 because LeBron would just be standing there letting him shoot the whole game. Right? And I love LeBron, right? Again, got him watching my back, right? Like, love me some LeBron, but like, it's just at this stage of his career. So it's not about the Lakers not wanting to go big. It's, you got LeBron James who can't really chase around these quicker, twitchier, athletic perimeter guys. So he usually plays the 4 because it's usually slower forwards that are his size, or they're like the bigger guys that just like he's big enough to kind of just maintain. Anthony Edwards can and will be the face of the league with Luka and Jokic once this era retires. I think he'll be Anthony Edwards, the way he's cooking right now, he'll be the face of the league in like 2 years. Like, what's up, Ty? What's going on, Kevin? In a scale of 1 to 10, how mad would you be if the Wolves embarrassed the Nuggets? I'd definitely be a solid 9.5, to be honest. Like, if they just, like, ran through Denver, I'd be a little frustrated. Because, like, really? Like I said, I'm kind of of the mindset, like, I would prefer the Lakers lose to the team that wins the championship. But, yeah. I'd be pretty mad. I don't know about 9.5, but I'd be... Like, if they, like, say they swept them, I'd probably be upset. Then I'd probably be like a 9. But if, like, they lose in, like, a tough 7, all right. I'm taking Isaac still. Oh, 100%. Like, if he's, like, a throw-in, like, you would say no to that. Could also do Rui Vando picks for Mitchell, D'Lo, first swap for Isaac Suggs, Hayes, second-round pick for Landale, Simon Bullock, Martin Jr., Jalen McDaniels, Mitchell Suggs Brown, 80, Wendell Carter Jr., Gabe, AR, Vincent Wood, Landale. I would love something like that. I wouldn't be against anything like that at all. I think we get Donovan because Reeves and Rui are good starting quality players. Hey, I would love it. Bring him on. Gary Harris won't show up for us Lakers. I mean, possibly. There's always that concern, right? Whenever the Lakers get somebody that's known to be good three-point shooter and two-way guy, all of a sudden they just completely fall apart when they come to Lakers. That is always a possibility. But I would hope that that's not the case. But like I said, you never really know. Let's see. A championship team starts with the front office, then the coaching staff and players. They all have to be on the same page, headed in the same direction. I'm with you. Can always round out at the midseason deadline. Yes. See, Vando was developing his dive before he got hurt, and he is consistently hustling. Yeah, I'm not that worried about him. Malik Monk, Bruce Brown, mid-level. Who would you give it to if we had a choice? So, like, if we had our full mid-level and it was between Malik Monk and Bruce Brown, I would take Bruce Brown. Look, Malik Monk, scorer, 6-man, ridiculous. Bruce Brown's more versatile, right? Because, like, especially with this team, what this team needs is that athletic point of attack defensive guy that can do multiple things, right? Malik Monk is the better scorer, right? And Malik Monk go get you 20 plus a night without a doubt. But Bruce Brown, he does the dirty work. He does the hustle plays. He'd be a perfect complement alongside this team, right? He doesn't need the basketball where Malik Monk needs the ball, right? So, like, yeah, I would take Bruce Brown. Ingram is overrated. I don't like him. Trade Rui, Reeves, and Christie 2 firsts for Donovan Mitchell. Again, I would trade whatever they want. I would basically, here you go, right? Take your pick. It's yours. As long as it's not LeBron and AD, then fine. You think you can predict who the next coach is? I mean, again, I got to see who they actually interview because it's a wide net right now. I really lean towards Redick. I think JJ is going to end up being the coach, and I actually think that might be the best choice. Like I said, I'll have a like in-depth video tomorrow. Probably going to post it tomorrow. Got to finish editing it, but more likely than not, I'll probably post it tomorrow. I think it'll ultimately be JJ Redick. Let's see. What was that 25K D'Lo final about? Oh, yeah, I don't remember what it was off the top of my head because I kind of just like looked at it in passing. It was some, I don't remember exactly what it was off the top of my head, so I don't want to like just speculate. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember what, because I didn't actually like read it. I just saw like the report that was like D'Lo fined 25K for, and I don't remember what that for was. Let's see. Uh, we don't want Suggs. What? I absolutely want Suggs. Bring in Suggs. Did you see how Denver's coach was up and working the sidelines with passion, instructed his players during the game while Ham stood there with his hands in pockets? Of course. The Clippers year. That's what I'm saying. Every year, Clippers are this, Clippers are that. Blah, 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 blah. Suggs will give you nothing offensively. That man will shoot you out of a game. If you're going defense player, go for Caruso level. Yeah, but again, it's about what's available and what you can get. I don't know. I mean, Suggs is pretty good. I mean, I do have concerns about him shooting you out of the game, right? He does. His shot selection isn't great, but also he's on Orlando, right? Like, is his shot selection that same if he's with LeBron James and Anthony Davis and all that stuff, right? You got to keep him. You got to keep in perspective, like the teams that he's on, right? Like he's like the second or third option on Orlando, right? Like where on the Lakers he'd be the fifth. Like he would just be there for defense purposes. So I think it'd be a little different. Nasri would have been fantastic for us. I would have loved Nasri. Let's see. Lakers need three centers on their team. Lakers need to be patient. I agree. Lakers, you need to be patient. If the right deal's there, if the right move's there, you do it. If it's not, then you don't. All right, let's see. I don't care what star we get. They both bring some offense. I want us to address the rebounding and go double big. Where's Atkinson now? He is the assistant. He's the assistant for the Warriors, right? Isn't he? Isn't he on the bench behind Steve Kerr, if I'm not mistaken? We need Vando to start over Rui to have better six man. That's Rui. If we got Trey, we need a 3 and Ds. Yeah, 100%. If you get Trey, you gotta go. You gotta go like round out the rest of this roster with like legit 3 and D guys. Spider Mitchell or bust. I'm with you. Let's see. No DeJounte. I don't mind DeJounte. I like DeJounte. D'Lo was good. Ooh, don't want to do that. D'Lo was good. Don't know why we want to get rid of him unless D'Lo wants to leave. That's ultimately what I think it is. I just think that he's going to want to leave. Delaware here. Been LA for life ever since 81. Gary, shout out to Delaware. Appreciate you popping in. Thank you. Thanks for responding so much. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mizzy. Thank you for handing out. Thank you for being a part of these conversations. I do. I appreciate it. Hey, sorry I joined. I don't know if you already talked about this. Do you think the Lakers should have kept Josh Hart 100%? I love Josh Hart. Josh Hart was the guy. I wish I had a channel back then. I didn't have a channel back then, man. Like Josh, I remember like I really wanted Josh Hart like badly, like from his Villanova days. Like I was like, oh, if he's available, I didn't think he'd be available. But when he was, I was like, please take Josh Hart. And then they ended up taking him. Yeah, Josh Hart, I absolutely wish that they would have kept Josh Hart. Knicks, yeah, Lauri Markkanen on the Knicks. Yeah, if I was the Knicks, I would. I'm with you, Andrew. You're 100% right. As long as Braun buys in 100% on a coach, we should be good. Yes, agreed. Nuggets fan here. If we get JJ, the assistant, becomes very important. You need a coach with experience. Yeah, that I'm with you. Like if you go get if they do end up ultimately signing JJ, you gotta get a head coach as an assistant to kind of like because that was supposed to be the plan with Darvin Ham, and then Darvin didn't want that. That might have been the biggest mistake, is not getting an actual former head coach as his lead assistant. Got to do that with JJ. Phil Handy, I'm hoping they bring him back. So it turns out that the whole reason that they let him go was for him because he wants to move up. He doesn't want to be a development coach forever, right? He wants to be a lead assistant and then ultimately a head coach, right? That's his goal. I mean, he's been public about it, right? So Lakers are giving him that opportunity. And then if he doesn't find anything and he wants to come back, the Lakers will bring him back if the new head coach wants him back, obviously. But I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, Phil Handy is the best in the business as far as like development coaches and player coaches go. If they get a good star, if they get a third star and another 3-and-D player that can do their job, plus center, literally all we need. The problem is that fans, we have that unserious when it matters. Rui and D'Lo, yeah. I mean, again, you get the right pieces, you put around the right players. I think we'll be good. I think you would be good. Um, let's see. Would have to be Trey or Murray, no Mitchell. Um, let's see. We need an experienced coach, somebody that who demands respect. Problem is who is that? You know, like there's not like that's the problem. There's not this like plethora of head coaches out there. It's why it's the reason why I kind of lean. I'm leaning more and more towards JJ Redick because he's a guy that's outspoken. He'll have LeBron's respect. Therefore, everyone else will fall in line. Um, Jason Kidd was the most absurd rumor head coach. I can see Ty Lue because he's tired of going through the same cycle. Yeah, I don't really. Well, if Dallas, I mean, there were talks about Dallas potentially firing him last season. So I think that's where it came from. But again, I think it's one of those things where excuse me, it's just you put it out there. It's the Lakers. Now I'm going to get a new contract. And then we got a report earlier today that said wants to extend Jason Kidd. It worked, right? BTS likes, yes. Thank you, BTS. Take a quick second, hit that like button. If you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribe to this channel. Like I said, I'm closing in on 21,000. Let's see where I'm at right now. Let's see. As far as subscribers go, I am at, I got to 2609. So keep subscribing. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. You guys are beautiful. Nice posters. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you got the Kobe one up here. And then you got the LeBron one. And then you got this chick drinking coffee on a flying saucer. These two I bought. And then this one, a buddy of mine had it and was like, hey, do you want this? And I was like, yeah. And then like I didn't know what to ever do with it. And then I started doing YouTube. And I was like, oh, I can make it a background. And Andrew, no team in the NBA is offering a quality player for Mitchell like we can. Rui and Reeves. D'Lo is the best three-player combo out there. They will see picks as bonus. Yeah, I definitely think we have what we need to go make it happen. It's just does Donovan, like again, the only reason I think it's the Knicks, if the Knicks want him, is because he wants to be a Knick. I just don't think it makes sense, right? You talk Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell are essentially the same player, right, at this point. And they're both undersized. It's just, I don't think it makes sense for anybody involved, right? May 5th. Yes, KRQ. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone. Hey, as it stands, what role players we think so far? I would love to see Derrick Jones Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, those kind of guys. Yes, I'm with you in that regard. Like, got to get like legit 3-and-D. We need some athleticism out on the perimeter. And we'll see who. I have to go through I haven't done it yet. I have to go through like the free agency list. Kind of just waiting until we get closer to free agency to see exactly like who's available. But again, the problem is like we're limited as far as the money goes. To me, it kind of boils down to trades. Like, what can we get via trades? BTS, you are a good person. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I like to think so, right? But I guess everyone thinks they are. But I appreciate you, seriously. The Nova 3 is way too good to mess that up. Yeah, they would be foolish to do that. Do you play video games? I think it would be cool if you made a gaming channel. So I don't. I actually I've wanted to. There's been a part of me that's like, maybe I should learn how to play 2K and do some gaming stuff. Cause there's a lot of people that I've had over the time that I've been doing this that are like, dude, like you should do a gaming thing. And I'm not against playing games. I just after one, I'm swamped. I got YouTube, work, and life, and I got kids. I got 5 kids and, a wife, and, life is crazy for me, as you can imagine. And, between the YouTube thing and all that stuff, it's hard for me to have even an hour to play games. But even then, I've always been more active. I've played games growing up, played games with my, all my life. But after an hour, I'm kind of all right. I'll play games occasionally with my kids and stuff. But I just don't really have a ton of time to do so. To to lose goose said his life is a game. Yeah, exactly. 100% spot on. Let's see. Future Laker coach out there making podcasts with Brown already. FX. Cavs can beat the Celtics. Garland is bad off ball. He looks like Curry when Spider is out yet. Get Donovan Mitchell and then trade LeBron for KD. Tyrese is here. If we snatch Kelly Oubre is another guy. Yes, I would love Kelly Oubre. Kelly Oubre from the Sixers, I think he'd be perfect with LeBron and AD. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Trade Reeves, then trade Reeves for Caruso and sign Chris Paul. I actually am not against signing Chris Paul at all. Depending on how depending on how everything like shapes up as far as like the trades go and like who we land and whatnot and all the gist of the offseason. Like if we need another playmaker, go get Chris Paul. Nobody should be rooting for the Cavs. Tyler, how many sons do you have? I have two. There is not many good options. JJ Redick is the glamour name, but I'm not sure whether he's another just kid. That's the concern, right? I think he'll be better than Jason Kidd, or not Jason Kidd, Steve Nash. Sorry, I think he'd be better than Steve Nash will be, just because Jason Kidd's better at the analytics with that, and I think he kind of understands and gets the gist of like what coaching entails. Where Steve Nash kind of was just like, yeah, that sounds like fun. Man, Lakers got a lot to do this offseason. Yes, they do, and they got to get it right. Got to get it right. Cannot mess around. Reeves, AR, and Rui, $50 million. Yep. Mitchell and Brunson make no sense. Knicks need a Julius Randle upgrade at that position. Donovan Mitchell is not happening. Trey Young is closer to that. Like I said, I think if I had to bet on it, I would bet Trey Young becomes a Laker. I really think that that's going to end up happening. But I wouldn't say Donovan Mitchell isn't happening. Again, Donovan Mitchell has a lot of control this offseason. If he wants to go to the Lakers, he's going to go to the Lakers. Problem is he open to going to some of these other teams? Because even like the Cavs, right? Or not the Cavs, the Thunder. What if he's like, hey, I don't mind going to a small market. I was in Utah and Cleveland, but supposedly he wants to go to a big market. And he's not going to go to like Chicago or something like that. Like he's going to want to go to a team where he feels like he has a chance to win. Let's see. Let's get Donovan Mitchell and pair him with AD the GOAT and defensive monster Bronny James. Let's see. Ooh. Trey is not worse than D'Lo. Let's see. They need athleticism around them, though. Yes, agreed. I'd rather go with Ivy Stewart and Kuz for that. Do you guys see a scenario where we land Miles Bridges? Do I see a scenario where that happens? Yes. It just depends on, one, is Charlotte willing to pay him? Two, by the way, I just want to say I would jump up and down for like joy if we sign Miles Bridges. If we sign Miles Bridges, I'm going live immediately, and you're going to see me because I just think that'd be a great fit. I mean, real versatile, sizable forward that go get you 20 points plus a night. To me, it boils down to what are other teams offering, right? Are teams willing to bring him on, or do they kind of look at his off-court stuff as like stay away from that. Let's see. Trey would be a disaster. I don't necessarily think it'd be a disaster. I just it's not going to be like a Russell Westbrook situation, but I do think that there are concerns about just fit. Let's see. Braun had the most fourth quarter points out of any player on Denver and the Lakers. Yes. What do you think of trade for Brandon Ingram? Sound realistic enough? It depends on what the Pelicans want to do. Would they really trade Brandon Ingram back to the Lakers? That's the question. Two, how much sense does that make? Like I said, I wouldn't hate it, but it just depends. LeBron legit had to play the Vandal role defensively while carrying the offense every single fourth quarter effects. Let's see. Reeves and Rui have to go. 80 at center and LeBron at power forward is a losing proposition as far as winning a championship, having to go through the Western Conference gauntlet. Now, 80 and LeBron have to be our two forwards. Problem is, again, like LeBron he can't. I mean, he said it. Even go watch Mind the Game, right? Like his podcast with JJ Redick. He literally talks about how like he can't do it anymore. Like he said it before the episode before the playoffs started. He literally says like I can't keep that energy anymore. Right? Like you either what would happen is if you move LeBron to the three, either A, he's gonna end up getting hurt because he's gonna overexert himself, or B, he's gonna end up being so exhausted and so worn down, he might as well not even be on the team come the playoffs. Right? Like that's the problem. Like LeBron himself has said publicly that he can't do it. He just can't. So I would I love, 27-year-old LeBron on the wing? Yes, we probably, first off, we probably have 4 championships by now, but it's not because they don't, like, Anthony Davis wants to play power forward. He's been very public, very open about it. The Lakers have wanted to oblige him. They just can't because LeBron's on the team. So you'd have to get rid of LeBron, which they're not going to do. Trey Young only works post LeBron. That's like I said, if we didn't have LeBron, I'd be like, go get Trey. Like that would be a no-brainer in my opinion. Let's see. Lakers aren't blowing it up and building from scratch. That makes no sense. How do you go from like we're right there to not? Size with skill is all we need. Realistic trade options: Brandon Ingram, Terry Rozier, Trey Young, and even KD. I don't think Miami would trade Terry. Like they were really high on Terry Rozier. He just got hurt. So I think that they're going to keep Rozier. Trey Young, Kevin Durant. So there was a report that came out that Booker may end up getting moved. That Booker's not as locked in with the Suns as people think, because they can't trade Bradley Beal, and so it's either Kevin Durant or Devin Booker. I mean, if Devin Booker, like if they were open to trading Devin Booker, he makes the most sense because like you would get the most return out of anybody. But yeah, I could see Kevin Durant potentially being traded. I just like, would the Suns trade him to the Lakers is the thing. LeBron to Phoenix is one to watch. How, Sway? Unless they're trading Donovan. I mean, if they trade Devin Booker, maybe. LeBron should go to the Knicks, then trade for Markkanen. The problem is they would have to trade for LeBron, and then have to trade for Markkanen, right? Like, and they'd have to match salaries, and the Lakers aren't just gonna like, oh, we'll just swap LeBron for Randall or something like that. Let's see. Trade for AC. I would love that. I'm all for that. All the Lakers need to do is get some depth and a good coach, not a third star. The depth. Look at the teams. Like, which team is favored to win a championship that has a ton of depth? Denver has 0 depth, right? Celtics are basically 5 guys deep, and then Al Horford on occasion can step up. Pritchard might have a game here and there. For the most part, they're just 5 deep. Minnesota is really only like 6, 7 guys deep at that, right? They're very reliant on their starters. Like all the top teams are all like very thin. I mean, even last year, right? One of the biggest or the 2 biggest gripes with Denver, the reason everyone was like, oh, Denver's not going to win a championship is because they had no depth and they didn't play defense, and they still won a championship, right? So depth only takes you so far, right? Like the deepest team right now is probably, like as far as like role guys go, is the Knicks. But how many people realistically think they're winning the championship? Hartenstein would be amazing. I just don't think he leaves the Knicks. I think he's found his home and he'll stay there. Um, let's see. Hartenstein from the Knicks would be amazing, but the Knicks shouldn't let him go. Yeah, exactly. I don't think that happens. I don't think that they'll trade him or not trade him, let him go. I think they'll end up paying him and keeping him around. Let's see. Real League fans know we need depth, not a third star. We already seen how that worked out, bro. Trying to go through that again. Again, you're comparing Russell Westbrook. That's not you can't. You're comparing cars to fish. Like it's not comparable, right? Like Russell Westbrook never made sense and was never going to work, right? A third star makes sense if they are complementary. Look at all the big threes that have ever had success in this league. They all play different positions and they all fit, right? You look at Phoenix. When Phoenix traded for Bradley Beal, what was I saying for those that were around? They just ruined their roster. They're not going to win anything. They're not going to do anything because they have two guys that are the same player that play the same position that now one of them is going to have to play the two or they have to move Durant to the floor and play them. And now they're undersized. Like, again, fit is very important. Very important. But, again, the depth route, right? Like, depth is great if the depth works, but what depth can the Lakers get? Right? Again, they're limited on money for the offseason. So free agency, they're not going to be able to sign 2, 3, 4 guys that are going to be high, like the kind of depth we need. The only other option is to trade, which means you're basically just swapping guys, right? So like, again, like it make sense. Again, it depends on the star. Like, if you just trade for anybody, right? Like, then no, I don't think it would work. LeBron and AD blueprint is still there. I definitely think he should stay. It's about front office, in my opinion. LeBron and AD have done their part. Let's see. 1 year before unrestricted free agent for Mitchell, 2 years for Trey. Yeah, but Atlanta wants to blow up the one of the two. Let's see. You get Suggs and Isaac, you take it. Yeah, 100%. Let's see. Donovan is not an efficient player, but he's the kind of player we need. We need a consistent go-to bucket getter. We need somebody that can close down the stretch, hit the big shots, take pressure off of LeBron and Anthony Davis, right? Obviously, in a perfect world, you go get a Kevin Durant, right? But, like, it's about who's available, who can get, and he's having an all-defensive season. Let's see. If he opts out of Toronto, I don't see him. I mean, 23.5 million or something like that. He's not opting out of that. Also, why would the Cavs want to trade DM to the Lakers? Plus, got nothing to offer them. DM, AD, and Bron with no team around them. That's just going to fail badly. Well, first off, it's not up to the Cavs. It's up to Donovan Mitchell. The Cavs, they don't want to trade him, period. Cavs have, like, if they had the choice, if it was up to them, they wouldn't trade him at all. Like, at all. But if he wants to go to Lakers, well, do you lose him for nothing or do you trade him? Because now, if like he wants to go to Lakers and everyone knows and it is apparent he wants to go to the Lakers, guess what? All those teams are going to back out. It's not going to be like how it was where like he wanted to go to the Knicks and he ends up getting, the Cavs come and swoop in. They did that because he still had 2 years on his contract, or 3 years technically on his contract, right? This isn't the same case. Secondly, we have plenty to offer. And again, if he wants to go to the Lakers, then the Lakers are bidding against themselves. But the Lakers have plenty to offer. Even just the talent-wise, they have more to offer than most teams. It's just other teams have the picks, have the assets. But again, does he want to go to like OKC? Right? Does he want, like, I think he wants to go to the Knicks if he wants to go to the Knicks, but do the Knicks want him? Do the Knicks want to sell the farm to do that? And then Bron, AD, and Donovan Mitchell and no team around them, that's going to fail badly. Like, what makes you think there will be no team around them? Right? Let's say the Lakers go and trade for Donovan Mitchell. Say it's D'Lo Rui. Right? Say D'Lo Rui and 3 firsts and a pick swap for Donovan Mitchell. The Lakers right now currently would still have what? Gabe Vincent, Christian Wood, Taurean Prince, assuming those guys opt in, which I think that they would. You'd still have Jared Vanderbilt, right? You'd still have Max Christie. So there's 8 guys there, right? Go sign a Valanciunas, and then at that point you just need 1 or 2 free agents. Take a shot on Michael Porter or Kevin Porter Jr. Boom. Like, I don't know where you're getting the Lakers will have no team. They would absolutely have a team if they traded for Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell's not making $55 million a year. Bridges would be a good pickup if he's available. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Murray and Caruso in the backcourt would be locked down. I'm actually a fan of this. I wouldn't mind that at all. I am right there with you. But again, it's the Lakers. Realistically, we all know if the Lakers can get Donovan Mitchell or Trey Young, they're going to get Donovan Mitchell or Trey Young. Let's see. Let's see. The majority. Oh, that's something else. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Let's see. Sorry, trying to find something to me. Tyler, read my previous comment. It would be dangerous to only get Caruso, Dorian Finney-Smith, in my opinion. What do you think? The previous comment about we talking, or if we just kind of ran it back. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find your comment. I don't see your previous comment. So I'm assuming you mean either stay. Oh, here. Assuming we get Dorian Finney-Smith and Caruso, we would let go of Rui and D'Lo. That would have our only shot creation would be Braun and AD. I don't know if that's sustainable. Yeah, but you could go get a guy, right? Like, I mean, you could trade, like, say you turn D'Lo and Rui into that, right? I would take Reeves in a first and go get DeJounte Murray, right? Like, there you go. You got Murray, Caruso, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. Like, good luck. Can I get a shout out? Basketball and Hunting, go. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Were you in favor of hiring Ham 2 years ago? Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. I wasn't, like, against it. Right? Again, like, it was like, what were the other options? And Ham was looked at, because, again, he was a guy that was on the Bucks in Atlanta and stuff like that. Like, he was known in the league. He was well respected in the league. He was looked at as the next great coach. And unfortunately, it just didn't pan out. So, yeah, absolutely, I was. Let's see. Suggs is a dog if you watch him play 3-and-D. Yeah, I like Suggs a lot. Go get Paul George. Blucka, yes, thank you so much. Yes, if you haven't liked the video, hit that like button. Can I get 20 more likes? Come on, we got to at least hit 100. We've had like 250 people this like entire stream, and we're only at 80 likes. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button too. If you haven't subscribed, take a second, hit that subscribe button. Let's see. AD is literally our future if we're going to trade him. We should fully rebuild. Let's see. Then look at Denver starting 5. They have no weaknesses last year. They were even stronger. Bruce Brown off the bench. Yep. Stay away from DeRozan, please. I wouldn't mind him depending on the cost, right? Like, again, cost is everything. Like, but if you could get DeRozan for like, you know, sign and trade for like 15 million, like, or 18 million, like, that's really good value. Really good value. Oh, I'm gonna have to go here in a moment. Let's see. Popovich out of retirement. Also, I wouldn't hire JJ as a coach simply because of experience. Yeah, but the problem is, like, who's better? That's where I keep defaulting to. Like, who's better? Sons of Fire, Ham after firing Vogel. How will Lakers season go next season? I don't know. It depends on what the roster looks like. Depends on what the team looks like, right? Like, depends on how things shape up. We'll see. We will see. All right. Power through a couple more questions here, and then skate on out of here. D'Lo for Suggs and Gary Harris. I would love that. I was talking about that very trade earlier. Throw in a couple seconds, whatever, get it done. Now that I think about it, if we get Redick as our head coach and we get Trey, it only a problem with the defensive end because Redick and teach Trey with sharpshooting ability to play off ball. Yeah, you get the right team around him. I think he'd be fine. Let's see. That would be fire if you played 2K. Yeah, I know a lot of people have like asked me about that. A lot of people have like been like, "Hey, you should really do that." I'd be like the worst 2K player ever, which there is like a market for that. I know like there's people that are just awful for like a living. New York Knicks could realistically in a 3-team get rid of Randall and acquire Mitchell. Have Brunson and Mitchell backcourt can work among the role players as well as a rotation of bigs. They have, like I said, if the Knicks want Donovan, then they'll get Donovan. Problem is, like, you have two undersized guards that both are essentially the same player that are going to have to figure that out. I don't know. I don't know how well it would work. 5 kids, bro. Damn, bro. Can you afford that? JK, kids are blessed, bro. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I am very blessed to have the kids that I have, and no one can afford it. Okay, so I need to get bigger on YouTube. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I need $20,000 per live stream and super chats. Right? Gotta feed my family. No, I appreciate you. You're awesome. Not a bad idea. Move AD back to the 4. Some of the coaches don't move the needle. That's kind of where I'm at too. I kind of am like, let's see. They need an establishing point guard with playoff experience that can run the offense through Davis and LeBron without crumbling. Ideal starting 5 next season. Some combination of like Donovan Mitchell, Alex Caruso, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. And now we're winning a championship. Let's see. Which side are you on, K-Dot or Drake's? If I'm being honest, I have yet to hear any of their diss tracks. I have been swamped. I have like zero time to do anything. And so like I haven't had time to really listen to it. Like even as like background music, like because a lot of times like I'll be working and like have background stuff on. It's been like wild. Just been nonstop. So, and then making content and all that stuff. So, if I'm being honest, I have yet to hear any of the tapes. But I have like heard that Kendrick's first diss was not very good, and then he came back with fire apparently. D. Mitch might go to the Knicks. He's a New Yorker. Yeah, like I said, if the Knicks want him, he's going. Offer Kelly the mid-level. We got Dorian P. I would rather get Valanciunas if we could do that, but if we can't, like if we miss out on Val, then sure. Let's see. Trade would be a disaster. Basically, no postseason experience. No postseason experience? What? Hang on. I want to make sure I'm reading this right. Trey would be a disaster. Basically, no post. Trey Young led as the only star at the Atlanta Hawks to the conference finals like 3 years ago or whatever it was. Like he has plenty of postseason experience. Like literally went to the conference finals. So I don't know. I wouldn't say that. Hasn't played with another star in his career and hasn't really proven to be a consistent enough player. I mean, he's had years. Again, I don't know about all that. More for Booker than an established champion and MVP and Durant. Yeah, because Booker's like 10 years younger. Yeah, of course. We need Andre Drummond. LeBron and Philly would actually be a good fit for Philly. Yeah, I think so too. Forgot about Paul. Paul George is another one. Yeah, that's the one that they really want. Um, let's see. Why does the supposed GOAT need a third star? Denver has been killing the league with one the last 3 years. Because the supposed GOAT is 40. Like, kid, like, perspective matters. Um, let's see. Bradley Beal made 0 sense. I think they wanted to move. Uh, they wanted to move Needle with 3 stars. Yeah, I said it when it happened. It was new owner syndrome, like 100%. It was new owner syndrome. You had Matt Ishbia come in, new owner, wanted to make a splash, wanted to be like, oh, look what I just did, and that was that. Top three trades you like or expecting. I'm assuming you mean just the Lakers side of things. I like I said earlier, I really think it's going to be Trey Young. I'm not super sold on it, but I really do think that Trey Young is the most likely, is makes the most sense from what the Lakers are looking at, because the Lakers aren't looking for just right now; they're looking for the future, right? Post LeBron, because they know LeBron's coming to the end. So probably Trey. I think they end up doing so. Like if they trade for Trey, I think they do like two minor trades with their second, like their second round picks. So probably like a 3 and D guy. Like maybe they can pry away a Dorian Finney-Smith, or like I said, a Jalen Suggs, something like that. But basically, I'd say the three things that I think they do is I think that they get Trey, a center, and a perimeter guy. Those are the three things that I think will happen. Um, Sorry, trying to find Dwight as a third string center behind Hayes and maybe Val would add so much versatility. Um, let's see, rotating five and move AD to the four. Mitchell to the Lake Show, I would love it. Um, what? Um, let's see. What's going on, Kate? Appreciate you being here. What do you think about Bobby Portis? I would love Bobby Portis. I talked about him the other day. Bobby Portis and um, Pat Connaughton. I would love to get. I'd love to get either of those guys, or both. But yeah. So all right. Phil Handy coming back at all. So I'm going to end it here. So Phil Handy, it's a very real possibility. He basically, this was to give him an opportunity to go look elsewhere, to see if, because he wants to eventually be a head coach. So this was kind of the opportunity for him. They're trying to give him an opportunity to go look to see if he can find an assistant, and then if not, a head coaching job. So we'll see. But anyway, I gotta get out of here. My new little puppy is barking. We got a new little puppy, so the puppy's barking because the wife and kids are home, and we got to get ready to go. I just wanted to do this live show. I wasn't even going to go an hour and a half. I was only going to go 30 minutes. But you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you guys. And I was going to go as long as until they got back. So now they're back. I got to go. I got to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And yeah, I actually kind of liked this, the new YouTube's format for live streams. This was actually pretty cool. But anyway, I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.